everybody, and welcome to another episode of Last Minute Continue, online, on Twitch, live, woo, etc. So, I am Kevin. I am currently sitting in the brown position. Story of my life. There's also a Mr. Turbo, as you can see up there. Well, you can't actually. He's covered by the banner, but he is there. He's in the white position. Then there is Dusk in the red position. The Random Genius is currently occupying the orange position, and Mr. Venato is occupying the yellow position because he is a coward, a cowardly custard. That is what he is. And now we interrupt them all. Interrupt them all as they continue their cackling, because we're going to do some one night ultimate werewolf. So we did some Red Dragon Inn last week, and it won the coin toss. So I thought we'd do some of one night werewolf, because we've been having lots of fun with it, frankly. The guys played it at my place, and we then have played it a couple of times online since, and it's jolly good fun. And now I'm going to throw it over to our good friend Mr. Dusk, who's going to explain everything therein regarding One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Oh wow, thank you very much. Basically, there are roll cards, and you will get your roll when you are dealt it, or when you take your roll. You will look at your roll secretly, and then you will put that down on the center pad. I don't know if you've explained all this, or is this
I have not explained a thing. This is why I'm giving it to you.
Okay, excellent. So your rolls will go face down in your slot there. This is all scripted, so it will do the work for you, and you'll figure it out. Certain rolls have certain abilities, and obviously there's two teams: the werewolf team and the villager team. The villager team has to kill a werewolf to win, and the werewolves have to survive the day in order to win.
Okay. Why do you explain the current villagers and their powers and what they can do?
Okay, we're gonna need two more, so I think we have the perfect two for that.
Are they masons by chance? Yes, they are.
They would be. It's easier to click them in. They're simple.
They are indeed.
Let's bring up the masons.
Masons are simple folk.
Okay, werewolves. They wake up. They are able to see each other, and then they go back to sleep.
That's pretty much what they can do.
That's really, and it's the same for the masons. The masons, they wake up, they see each other, they go back to sleep.
Unless there is only one werewolf.
Oh, of course, yes. Unless there's only one werewolf, in which case that one werewolf can take the peek at any center card. The center cards are here. These three here. The seer, which is our Phil, as we call him.
Phil is the seer. Vidra is always the seer.
They wake up during the nighttime, during their turn, to look at either one player's card or two of the center cards. Not both, just one or the other. So one card of another player or two center cards. Our robber here, he wakes up during the night, he swaps his card with someone else, another player, and then he looks at the card that he's stolen and then goes back to sleep. Our troublemaker switches two other cards, so two other people's cards around, and then goes back to sleep. The drunk, he wakes up, he switches his card with a card in the center, and he does not look at it. So basically, it's the same as the robber, but only taking from the center and not looking at it. And that's the setup.
Masons?
Masons, we discussed those. They wake up and they basically...
They know each other, and that's it.
Yep.
They can corroborate each other's stories. So the whole point is werewolves have to survive, everyone else has to kill. There's another character which we might get to who wants to be killed, just to be really awkward. There will be, all the moves will be done as scripted, as Dusk said. You'll see them in the corner here because you'll be able to see the chat as it pops up with all the automated things. blindfolds will descend. So if you're watching the stream, well, hopefully none of the guys here playing are watching the stream, because you will know when the blindfold comes up and what character I am. But those of you who are watching, the blindfold will come down. I'll press B so you know what it looks like. Ooh, wow! How pretty this brown blindfold is. That'll come down and stuff will happen. You can see it came along, and it will go up again when it is your time to do things. In the board game version, is a very nice app which Mr. T.A. Black introduced us to.
Yeah, it's the free app that the creators of the game actually developed, and it automates everything. So basically, it says out loud whose role it is, what action it is to do, and also lets you know when that action is to be finished, so it gets ready for the next turn. And there's atmospheric music. You can change the voiceover. There's little flavor text here and there, and it's a really good addition to the game if you've actually got the physical version of it.
Very nicely with this scripting, you'll see these brown things here. They're actually noisemakers to, be a distraction whilst people do their moves. We do not have any atmospheric music, and we don't have an atmospheric voice. So
I tried to implement the app into this session, but it didn't go very well.
Oh dear. Well,
it didn't work.
Depending upon what happens, me or Dusk will probably do a voiceover for the equivalent of the app.
I think it should be you. Have a very nice voice.
Dusk, open your eyes. Also your ears. Anyway, it sounds like that, but we'll go with it, and we'll have some fun with it. So, obviously, after the 5 minutes, it will be up to a vote. Of course, there's a chance that both werewolves might be in the centre, and we might think that there's nobody who's the werewolf. But we use these cards at the bottom, which you guys can see on my screen. We'll flip over who it is. So let's say I think it's the pink person who's not even here. It is Force India as a whole, the racing team. It was you! We vote to kill them. And if the majority says yes, then they die and they have to flick over the card. And if there's a werewolf, the werewolf loses. And if it's not a werewolf, the werewolves will probably win. I'm actually going to get rid of these cards because we don't need a teal. I don't need an.
If we get more than 6 players in here,
well, George just come in, so
the secondary rule will start to apply, which is whoever gets second also dies in the votes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right. So from my side, obviously, there is yellow, white, red, and orange as the ones from my side. But of course, everyone swaps out their own card with whatever mine would be, or the nice shiny brown one. Right. Okay. Shadow Fox is connected, so we're getting somebody else.
We're gonna get a new player in.
He is Mr. Grey.
Let's bring in the Insomniac.
He's Mr. Grey.
Yeah, the
Insomniac. Blue now.
Here's the Insomniac.
We need to get the blue card back. Is he blue or teal?
Oh, look at him sitting in the corner.
Nice blue.
He is
blue.
A dark blue.
Let's see. We got white. We got brown. We got red.
Green.
We got orange.
Yeah.
We got
so
yellow.
those are they. So there's other cards. So I've got the Insomniac now. So Dusk, if you explain what the Insomniac does.
The Insomniac goes last, and what she does is she wakes up at the end of her turn and looks at her card. Now, you might think that's pretty underwhelming, but when there's a troublemaker in play and a robber, kind of makes sense.
The Insomniac
she gets to see if she's changed.
Yeah, Insomniac in many ways is kind of a kingmaker in the game.
Yeah.
Because they get to see at the very end everyone's changes, so they can at least clarify one thing. Yep. Earthart says, I am a werehog. I am not a werehog. I am not a werewolf. For a start, do you see a giant gold ring embedded in the table? No. Actually, funnily enough, that's no longer our top video on the website, on the Last Minute Continue channel. Because for those of you who don't know, Last Minute Continue was where the initial teaser for Sonic Unleashed as official video game. The initial teaser was where it was first placed as like a viral thing. And that is it legitimately all that rah slam of the hand down. That's legitimately our footage. To the point where Sega Japan once copyright claimed it. We actually just went, excuse me, that's ours. Actually, you gave it to us, and they sort of went, oh, and dropped the claim.
Whoops.
But yeah, that's where it was, and it's actually been overtaken now. At last, but that was for many years. That was that was the first time anyone saw anything of Sonic Unleashed was in that footage. So everywhere you see that particular small trailer, it was actually ripped from LMC. Oh dear, fun times. Right, so we have the Shadow Fox. Are you familiar with the game?
I am familiar with the game.
Good. That means Dust doesn't have to explain things again. Okay.
It doesn't mean I'm good at the game.
Yeah.
Knowing the game and being good are two entirely separate things, but
Right.
to be fair,
So
it doesn't really matter so long as you enjoy the game.
Right, so just to remind folks, we have a Dusk to my left, a Turbo to my right. Over the way is Shadow Fox. Nobody's on the right-hand side of the table at all because, I don't know, cooties or something. And on the left-hand side is the Random Genius and Mr. Bonato.
Yeah. So I went over here to spread out a bit, but I didn't realise I was literally putting myself in the entire other corner of the table from everyone.
Got all that elbow room.
I'm going to put all my non-existent cards over here. Okay, right, so if a shuffle's been done...
Yes, shuffles have been done.
Draw a card, everybody.
Don't put your hand over the cards as well when you draw.
There we go. And I will put mine into here. So you guys, do you know it's Vidra already? We did that. It just so happens that every time that we played, it was either he was the seer or he claimed to be the seer. And to the point where it won legitimately in like one of our final games. Dusk said that this is when they were all at my place. Dusk said he was the seer. I can't remember what V just said he was.
Phil went first. He said he was the seer. Then I went, I was the seer, and then it just started a chain reaction.
Yeah, but it basically ended up with Vijay like changed his mind or something. They said he wasn't the seer, but unfortunately, all of us said that we were the seer then, and all of us corroborated each other, and then pointed at Phil and said he was the liar. And it turns out he was the werewolf actually. So yeah, anyway, so you guys will now be able to see, what my role is. Okay, so I'll put that. I hope you saw that. There you go. That is my role.
Ah, you're a bread roll then.
My role is breadwinner.
As they say, know your role.
As you can see, the Shadow Fox and Mr. Velvet already pressed their blindfolds down. Everyone press B. Once you've got your card in place.
Yep, there you go.
Blindfolds are down. Okay, so get used to this branding. It is starting in 5 seconds. I will now do my best announcement. Werewolves, wake up. If you are the only werewolf, you may look at a card in the centre. Otherwise, you'll just see the other werewolf and you can wave at him in a very odd manner. Once you are done, close your... Oh, you've done it already. Masons, wake up! And see if there are any other Masons. Give the secret handshake. Put your blindfolds down and carry on. Seer, wake up. You may look at a player's card, or 2 cards in the centre. Then hurry up, because you've got to do stuff on eBay. Robber, wake up, you scum. You may switch your card with another player's card and look at your new card that you earned via thievery. Scum.
Taking his time choosing.
Troublemaker, wake up. You may switch to other players' cards, but don't look at them.
Because that's just rude.
That is very rude. Absolutely. He's done, is he? Okay. Drunk, wake up. You must switch your cards with a card in the center. But don't look at it. Because, it's all fuzzy because you're drunk.
No pickies.
No pickies. Insomniac. You're probably not asleep, but wake up anyway, because you're an insomniac. Look at your own card to see if it has changed. If you're the drunk now, well, that's probably why you're an insomniac. Right. Once the insomniac is done, there we go. All the blindfolds raise. 5 minutes start now.
I can't see the timer on this side of the
Just
table.
If you hold your mouse
If you hover over it.
yeah, I had to go this side because of, because of the stream. So
Yeah, you have to see it.
It's alright. I just have to look at my avatar.
okay, let's see if we can do this easily. Who's a werewolf? It was worth a
That's
try.
too easy.
It was worth a try, everybody.
I can point out now that Kev was the troublemaker.
Oh,
Ooh. And how did you know
How
that?
did you know that?
I robbed it from him.
Oh. Interesting.
so
Very interesting. I choose not to confirm nor deny that statement at this time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll have
I
to
mean,
figure it out
I'm-
amongst yourselves.
I feel like that means that Kev was a werewolf and that was stolen, and he's just going to cause more chaos.
Chaos! No, I'm waiting for other reasons.
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Well-
Fine, Mr. Shadow Fox, who thinks I was a werewolf because I said stuff. What are you then?
I have no idea anymore. I was a drunk.
And what card did you pick?
Pardon?
Which card did you pick from the
Yeah.
three?
Put your hand over the card you picked.
I did.
That was a very. I picked. You should know which one it was. I picked. Which one should I get away with? This one. Dubious. Okay. Okay. Well, I claim the troublemaker as was, unless somebody swapped me. You say.
I was.
I mean, I did swap it with myself because I was a robber, so...
Well, in that case, you should now be that. And I should now be this. What it doesn't say is what Mr. Turbo is. Which role do you say you were?
I am the insomniac.
Uh-huh.
And are you still the insomniac?
I am still the insomniac.
Interesting.
Anyone else want to claim they're the only insomniac?
Apparently
No.
not, so that's that's helpful.
It only just proves that I am very innocent.
That's not how insomniacs work.
Jay, you're very quiet. What were you?
Yes.
Oh, I was a
This
mason.
corner over here, especially.
I was a mason. I didn't see any other masons, so my knowledge is completely useless, quite frankly. So,
Okay.
Interesting. Very interesting because I was the mason. I didn't see any other masons.
Oh,
It's strange how you bring that up after I bring it up.
Well, to be fair, I was the last person to be asked, so
Okay.
I mean,
So
I
if,
guess.
if
But, you know,
I was
after-
to say that I swapped Dusk and TA's cards,
One of them's
would that change matters at all? Well.
So, right now, we believe there is a 50-50 chance.
One of them's a werewolf. One of them is it.
fine. I admit it. I was the werewolf.
Which, if you swap, means Jay is now.
Jay is now the werewolf.
I think he's bluffing.
I think he might be bluffing as well, actually.
Who?
Well, you
Ian.
got a minute to decide.
Ian's bluffing, I think.
What if they're both werewolves? Like,
Did
they
you
only want to
really
Well,
swap
what-
us?
Well, no,
And
because
ask
we'd
this
go for...
question.
If they're both werewolves, then we're going to go for one of them, so they'd still lose.
Did you legitimately swap us?
Did I legitimately swap you? No,
Yes.
I did a bootleg swap of you.
And
Yes, I did indeed
Okay,
swap
John's a
you.
werewolf. I'll out him now.
Oh!
I am not a werewolf. Though.
You are.
Well, And
How
why-
would you know that?
Because I saw the center card. It was
Which
a
is-
werewolf.
Which is good because I actually took this card on the far left.
Oh, suddenly alibis
Oh, he's
changed.
changing his card now. Change
I-
his
I-
story.
I wanted to make sure.
Okay, so suspects are TA and Dusk, who keeps changing his story, Shelly Fox, who keeps changing his alibi, and we are
Alright,
out
fine.
of time, so you
The
best
time.
get your votes in.
Alright.
Alright, put your. You can flick your card over first.
Oh man, automatically. That's okay.
Alright, there we go.
Ugh.
Alright, cards in. We need one more card. There we go. Pop it over here. Right. So, for those of you who believe that there is somebody... those of you who believe that we do have a werewolf among us, flip your card over in 3, 2, 1, flip. Well...
Ooh.
Oh well, that's John, and then
Well,
it's me, because there's 6 players.
Yeah, so it's because there's
So-
because there's 6 players, 2 people get stuck on a pyre. Right,
Fox, reveal yourself.
reveal thyself. He is the seer.
I was the drunk. Which means
Interesting.
if player 2 goes down, Dusk should.
Mason.
I fucking called it.
Werewolf.
Okay,
Swap the
so
turn over the middle card.
Down the middle card was the werewolf, and that is the drunk.
okay, so what we've learned from this, everybody, is just completely don't trust Ian. He's not only is the Quip King, he's the Lies King. Not playing fibbage, but he's still good.
John, if you didn't say at the end you changed your card.
Yeah.
It was just the suspicion of just like it was this one.
I was thinking I was kind of hoping someone would call out, say the middle one was if someone was that I know who would be.
I know, you spent so long thinking about that one. It was like
I tried to
really
look
think
up
about it, did you?
to try and confuse people because
Okay.
as soon as you said, "Oh, I swapped you and myself and Dust,"
Ah.
because of okay,
Oh,
now I'm a werewolf. I've got to try and do my best to try and make sure that things are confusing.
confusing. Okay.
right. Everybody draw one of your cards.
Okay. Ba-dum. So this time I am.
Aren't you going to tell us?
We still have 4 here.
The werewolf. Now they have to figure out whether or not I told the truth. And
Don't think Turbo's drawn his role yet.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
He's-
getting it now.
He's alright.
It's just my ping is just so bloody high.
Right. Mr. Venato is put on the blindfold. I cannot see anything. Gesticulates, Mr. Venato.
Okay, I'm just making sure everything's in the right place before I put mine on.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Okay, blindfold down to me. Starting in 5 seconds, and guess what? It's going to be a case of werewolves. Wake up. If you are the only werewolf, you may look at a card in the center. Also, you may want to try online dating.
We're not playing monster seeking monster, are we?
That's what you think. Masons, wake up. See if there are any other Masons. Hope there are, because otherwise it's going to be very dubious. Seer, wake up. You may look at a player's card or 2 cards in the center. Whatever you do, it's going to be a mistake probably, but carry on as you will. Robber, wake up. You may switch your card with another player's card and look at your new card. It's a shiny new card. Insurance premium would be something chronic. I think the police have already caught this robber.
He was last seen fleeing down the high street.
Troublemaker, wake up. It's finally your turn. You may switch 2 other players' cards, but don't look at them.
One thing I do have to wonder is that if the scripting allows for different time scales between the unused roles.
Drunk, wake up.
I didn't look at it.
Drunk, wake up. Do your thing.
So
Do your
we meant to
dance.
If you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
It's behind.
Insomniac, join the drunk on the table and dance the night away. Alternatively, look at your own card and see if it's changed. Ahoy hoy. Right. 5 minutes start from the second Dusk blows his horn.
Okay, can I first of all claim that Dusk is a new role called the Hacker? Because I am again a Mason, with no other Masons in play.
Would you believe I'm also the drunk again?
No, I don't believe that, because I was a drunk.
Dusk is a hacker.
Wait, what?
I was a drunk, so I don't
Oh.
believe that.
Okay, no, you are not a drunk. Unless you were an
Alright.
insomniac.
Who's okay?
No, because I'm the insomniac still.
Is then right? Shall we? Okay, first things first, please. Who says they're a Mason?
I am the Mason. There are no other Masons.
You are the Mason, and there are no other Masons. Okay. Who says they're the Insomniac?
Me, I was, and I still am.
Okay. Who was the drunk?
I
I
was.
was the drunk.
Okay, so 2 of you say you were the drunk.
Was there
Yes.
was there a troublemaker in play?
No one is claiming the role.
Yeah,
No, then I'm voting for Dusk.
that was me.
Wow, instantly.
Oh, sorry, what was that, Turbo? You said you were the
That
troublemaker?
was me. Yeah, I was the troublemaker.
Who did you swap?
I swapped. Who was it? John and Dusk.
Oh, brilliant! Fantastic!
Okay.
Right.
No, we've got 2 werewolves in play. One is Turbo, one is Dusk. That is my final vote. I don't need my minutes.
Okay, what we?
I don't
Well-
need my 3 minutes.
I like the
It's
fact.
definitely
No
John.
one's asked me. No, it's...
We trust you, Kev. We don't worry about it.
Okay. I mean, there's very vital information I might have.
Are you a
I
seer?
mean, what's left? There's a robber, a mason, a seer, and a werewolf. Which do you
I
claim to be?
declare that I was the seer.
Okay, and what did you see?
I saw in the middle.
Which middle?
One mason. Well, what do you mean, what middle?
Which someone has to sort round.
Which
The
which
one
card?
top left. Okay,
Wait,
I saw here was a werewolf, and here was a mason.
So supposedly the robber's in the middle.
I am now a mason. With a rob. I would now be a mason. And the,
I would be the mason, since, you know, I am the drunk.
You were late to the party. The party was a few hours ago.
Boink.
So you claim that you're the okay. So
One of
Yes.
you is lying. Because Kev definitely saw a mason.
I definitely
Yes,
saw a mason.
And as the drunk said, as the former drunk said, he swapped out the masons that he'd have the mason out.
and you said that there was definitely a werewolf here.
There was most definitely a werewolf there. I'm pretty sure it was. I looked at the 2 end cards. One was a werewolf. One was a mason.
I'm looking away
I
from
mean, it narrows it down, so
Put it there, right on there.
No, I 100% the drunk. I swapped with this card here, which was, as you said, the mason.
Did I?
Well, you said that was the
Yes, I did. It was the werewolf on the left. so-
Okay, I fess up.
So
I was a
So we are
werewolf. I've
very
been
much
swapped.
on the.
How about that?
We are on the assumption that something between dusk and,
Yeah.
It's one of these
I
two.
can,
that
can
happened.
confirm what Kev
of course
says.
obviously I've caused this problem because I swapped their cards. So
Well,
Okay, I want to just confirm Kev is correct. There was a werewolf there because I was a werewolf for the second time, and the second time I saw a werewolf, which doesn't help me at all. So if we're swapped, John is now a werewolf.
Which card did you say the werewolf
but
was?
the drunk,
Right here.
If I swap, you swap me with the werewolf, and I was the drunk, then that means there are now 2 werewolves, a mason, and you would now be the drunk, which would theoretically mean that there are no werewolves in play.
theoretically.
That's not how it works because
Theoretically, if you ignore what's happened, yes.
Well, let's put it this way: Kev saw Mason and Well first
Yes.
in the centre.
We're not denying the fact. I think there's
Oh
only
wait,
one
no,
Mason.
he's actually correct here. Since he goes after Turbo.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So if he swapped you and me, and you were the werewolf, I became the werewolf, but I was still the drunk. So I would put the werewolf in the middle where the mason was.
I mean, he's got a point. Just at the end.
We're out of time. I'm tempted to believe this is one giant conspiracy between 2 werewolves, actually. Somehow you've managed to become both werewolves. Okay. Put a card down. Make sure it's flipped over so it's the black side. There we go. Right. So, if you believe that there is somebody here who is the werewolf, flip the card over when I say so. If not, leave the card as face down and black, because that's you saying it's somebody in the centre. There's no werewolves in play. Right. 3, 2, 1. Flip if you flip. Interesting. One vote for each of them, but the no votes have it. So what happens here?
We vote again. Out of the 2, we pick which ones.
Is that what happens? I don't know.
I mean, the majority is in the centre. Second place is obviously red and blue. So
Yeah.
red and blue die, and the centre gets seen as well, I guess.
Okay. So let me zoom in here.
The centre is either going to be a werewolf on either side.
Does the centre hold? Well, let's find out. There is a werewolf. There is a troublemaker. And there's a drunk. So.
Oh, yes.
Turbo was.
So. There's a robber there.
Oh, what?
Wait.
There's an insomniac there.
We've
There's
been
a
played.
There's a mason there. Hang on a minute. What's going on? There's a seer
We've
here.
been played.
Wait.
What? What is this?
Oh, wow.
That's really good. Well done.
Hey, I'll
That's
put my
really
own goddamn
good.
card. Thank you very much. There it is. I
Damn.
fooled you.
You little shit.
That's a good play. I like
Very
that.
good
I
play.
was
Very
so-
That was good play.
I was so tempted.
Also, you asshole, but
You have you can do
I was a
something
little tempted, but I thought the odds swung more towards being centre.
this was again one of those ones where it was a case of, well, congratulations, you've.
I need to trust my gut more.